Toolbox safety meetings are an essential part of any business's safety program. They help to identify and address potential hazards and reinforce safe work practices. To run a successful meeting, there are a few key elements you should keep in mind. First, establish an agenda for the meeting. This should include a review of any incidents or near misses that have occurred since the last meeting, a discussion of any new safety policies or procedures, and a review of any potential hazards related to the work being performed. Second, make sure everyone is engaged in the meeting. Encourage open discussion and ask questions to ensure that everyone understands the topics being discussed. Third, use demonstrations or visual aids, such as a short video, to reinforce key safety concepts. This can help team members better understand and remember the information being presented. Fourth, provide team members with safety checklists or other materials that they can use to identify potential hazards and stay safe on the job. And finally, follow up on any action items or assignments that were identified during the meeting. This will help to ensure that safety remains a top priority for everyone.
Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is crucial for keeping workers safe on the job. Here are 10 essential items of PPE that will help keep workers safe performing different tasks. A hard hat is a must-have to protect the head from falling objects and sharp edges. Safety glasses or goggles protect the eyes from flying debris and chemicals. Earplugs or earmuffs protect the ears from loud and/or constant noise. Respirators protect the lungs from harmful dusts, fumes, and vapors. Gloves protect the hands from cuts, abrasions, and chemicals. Safety shoes or boots protect the feet from slips or trips and falling objects. High visibility clothing increases workers' visual presence in the work environment. Safety harnesses and lanyards protect workers from falls. Face shields protect the face from flying debris, infection, and chemicals. Finally, first aid kits are essential to have on hand in case of injuries. Remember, PPE is essential for every worker to stay safe on the job, and it's important to wear the right PPE for the task at hand.
Manual handling, also known as manual labor, is a common task in many workplaces. However, it can also be a source of workplace injury if not done properly. Manual handling involves a range of actions that require the use of physical effort to move or support an object. These actions can include lifting, lowering, pushing, pulling, carrying, and holding objects. In addition to these basic actions, manual handling can also involve more complex movements, such as twisting, bending, and reaching. It's important to remember that manual handling tasks are not limited to heavy objects or physically demanding tasks. Even light objects can cause injury if handled incorrectly or if performed repeatedly over time. It's important to assess the risks associated with each task and to take appropriate precautions to prevent injury. To avoid injury, it's important to use proper lifting technique. Here are some tips to keep in mind. First, always plan your lift. Think about the weight and shape of the object, and plan your route in advance. Second, get a good grip on the object, and keep it close to your body. Third, bend your knees and use your leg muscles to lift, rather than your back. Fourth, avoid twisting your body while carrying the object. And finally, if an object is too heavy or awkward to lift, seek assistance. In some cases, it may be necessary to use mechanical aids to assist with manual handling tasks. This can include equipment such as trolleys, hoists, and lifting devices. To prevent injuries from occurring, it's important to recognize the signs of strain and fatigue, and to take appropriate breaks and rest periods. This can involve varying tasks, rotating workers, or providing ergonomic equipment and workstations. By following these tips, you can help prevent injury and create a safer workplace. In the fast-paced world of many workplaces, forklifts play a crucial role in moving heavy loads quickly and efficiently. But with this power comes great responsibility. That's why forklift safety is a top priority in any workplace. All forklift operators must be properly trained and certified before operating a forklift. This includes understanding the proper usage and maintenance of the equipment, as well as knowing how to safely navigate through the workplace. Regular maintenance is crucial to ensure the safety of the equipment and the operator. Before operating a forklift, always do a safety check to make sure it's in good working condition. When loading the forklift, it is important to always follow best practice guidelines, such as keeping the load centered, not overloading the forks, and making sure the load is properly secured before moving. Implementing forklift warning systems such as audible alarms or flashing lights can help increase awareness and prevent accidents in the workplace. It's important to always be aware of your surroundings, and follow all traffic rules and guidelines. This means driving at a safe speed and using proper signals. It's also important to be aware of your visibility when operating a forklift, always checking mirrors and making sure to have a clear line of sight when driving or reversing. Remember, forklifts and pedestrians don't mix. Always keep a lookout for pedestrians and make sure to use designated forklift crossing areas. Pedestrians should stay on designated walkways. By following these simple safety tips, we can ensure that forklifts are used safely and efficiently in the workplace. In the fast-paced world of many workplaces, forklifts play a crucial role in moving heavy loads quickly and efficiently. But with this power comes great responsibility. That's why forklift safety is a top priority in any workplace. All forklift operators must be properly trained and certified before operating a forklift. This includes understanding the proper usage and maintenance of the equipment, as well as knowing how to safely navigate through the workplace. Regular maintenance is crucial to ensure the safety of the equipment and the operator. Before operating a forklift, always do a safety check to make sure it's in good working condition. When loading the forklift, it is important to always follow best practice guidelines, such as keeping the load centered, not overloading the forks, and making sure the load is properly secured before moving. Implementing forklift warning systems such as audible alarms or flashing lights can help increase awareness and prevent accidents in the workplace. It's important to always be aware of your surroundings, and follow all traffic rules and guidelines. This means driving at a safe speed and using proper signals. It's also important to be aware of your visibility when operating a forklift, always checking mirrors and making sure to have a clear line of sight when driving or reversing. Remember, forklifts and pedestrians don't mix. Always keep a lookout for pedestrians and make sure to use designated forklift crossing areas. Pedestrians should stay on designated walkways. By following these simple safety tips, we can ensure that forklifts are used safely and efficiently in the workplace. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to view regular videos that help keep your team educated, safe and engaged.
At the heart of every successful business is a safe and healthy workplace culture. A culture where employees feel valued, respected, and secure in their working environment is essential for productivity, morale, and overall well-being. Creating a safe workplace culture starts with strong leadership, clear policies, and consistent communication. It also means fostering a culture of respect and inclusion, where everyone feels comfortable speaking up and reporting any concerns they may have. A safe workplace culture also includes providing proper training and resources to help prevent accidents and injuries. It means promoting work-life balance and encouraging employees to take care of their mental and physical health. Investing in a safe workplace culture is not only the right thing to do for your team, but it also leads to a more productive business. So, let's commit to creating a safe and healthy workplace culture for all.
Drugs and alcohol can have serious consequences in the workplace. Not only do they affect a team member's performance and safety, but they can also put others at risk. That's why it's important for employers to have policies and procedures in place to prevent drug and alcohol use on the job. As a team member, it's important to read and understand your company's policy on drugs and alcohol. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to ask your supervisor or HR representative. Drugs and alcohol can include, but are not limited to, illegal drugs, prescription drugs not taken as prescribed, marijuana, amphetamines, alcohol, and more. It's important to understand that even legal substances can have an impact on your performance and safety on the job. If you take prescription medication that may affect your ability to perform your job safely or effectively, make sure to follow medical guidelines and inform your supervisor or HR representative. And remember, it's not just about using drugs or alcohol on the job. Arriving to work under the influence can also be a violation of your company's policy and put yourself and others at risk. Make sure to also understand what is considered a legal blood alcohol level in your workplace, as it may differ from legal limits outside of work. If you suspect a team member is under the influence, have a private conversation with them and refer them to your company's policy. Some workplaces may also run drug and alcohol testing as part of their policy. If this is the case for your workplace, make sure to understand the testing procedures. It's important to note that the use, possession, sale, or distribution of illicit substances is illegal and strictly prohibited in the workplace. Violations of this policy can result in immediate termination and legal consequences. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, it's important to seek help. Your employer may have resources available, such as an employee assistance program or referrals to treatment programs. Remember, a drug and alcohol-free workplace is essential for everyone's safety and productivity. Infection can spread rapidly in the workplace, but with a few simple tips, you can help reduce the risk of illness and keep your workplace healthy. Sanitize your hands regularly and wash them thoroughly with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of infection. If you are experiencing symptoms of an illness, such as a fever, cough, sore throat, or body aches, it is best to avoid coming into the office or any other public places where you may come into contact with others. Similarly, if you start to experience symptoms while at work, it's important to leave the office as soon as possible to minimize the risk of spreading the infection to your coworkers. Cover your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Use a tissue if possible and dispose of it properly. If you don't have a tissue, cough or sneeze into your elbow. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces regularly. This includes desks, door handles, and shared equipment like phones and keyboards. Wash dishes and glasses thoroughly, as these items can harbor harmful bacteria and viruses if not cleaned properly. Practice social distancing by keeping at least 6 feet of distance between yourself and others. Depending on your place of work, you may choose to wear personal protective equipment such as gloves, face masks, or eye protection. Encourage vaccination. Vaccines can help prevent the spread of infection and protect against illness. Also ensure you are informed and up to date on the latest guidelines and recommendations from public health authorities. By following these simple tips, you can help create a healthy and safe workplace for everyone.
Bullying in the workplace is not only unacceptable, but it can also have a detrimental effect on the mental and physical well-being of those who experience it. It can also affect the productivity and morale of the entire office. So, what can we do to prevent bullying? Examples of bullying in the workplace include, but not limited to, spreading false rumors, verbal abuse, physical intimidation, ostracizing, or cyberbullying. It's important to recognize that bullying can happen to anyone, and it can come from anyone including supervisors, colleagues, or subordinates. First, it's important to create a culture of respect and inclusion. This can be done by promoting open communication and encouraging team members to speak up if they witness or experience bullying. Managers should also be aware of the signs of bullying and take swift action to address any incidents that occur. This can include providing support for those who have been affected and holding the bully accountable for their actions. It's also important to provide regular training and education for all employees on what constitutes bullying and how to report it. Remember, a bully-free workplace is a happier, more productive workplace for everyone.
Are you aware of the essential electrical safety measures in the workplace? Electrical hazards can cause serious injury or even death. To stay safe, always make sure to maintain equipment and use properly rated extension cords. Avoid overloading outlets, and never touch electrical equipment with wet hands. Know the location of the main power switch and the circuit breaker in your working area, and always use appropriate personal protective equipment. Ensure that only appropriately licensed or registered electricians carry out any electrical work in the workplace. Whenever possible, use battery-powered tools instead of electrical ones. Check all cords for damage regularly, and remove any faulty cords immediately. Avoid running cords in areas where they could get damaged, such as high-traffic areas or near sharp edges. Let's work together to keep our workplace safe by being vigilant and reporting any equipment issues to your supervisor immediately.
Working at heights can be dangerous. This video will guide you on best safety practices to ensure that you're protected while on the job. First, always use the appropriate safety equipment when working at heights, such as harnesses, safety lanyards, and fall arrest systems. These are essential to preventing falls and keeping you safe. Next, make sure to inspect your equipment before using it. Check for any damages or signs of wear and tear. If you notice anything that seems off, don't use it until it's been repaired or replaced. Also, always follow proper procedures when working at heights. This includes having a safety plan in place, making sure to properly secure any equipment that's being used, and ensuring that all workers are properly trained and qualified to work at heights. Finally, always be aware of your surroundings. Keep an eye out for potential dangers, such as power lines or unstable surfaces, and be prepared to act fast in case of an emergency. By following these simple guidelines, working at heights can be done safely and effectively.
Your eyes are your windows to the world. They help you see and experience everything around you. But at the workplace, they can also be exposed to potential hazards that can cause serious injury. First, always wear the appropriate eye protection against hazards such as chemicals, dust, debris, and glare. Goggles are a type of eye protection that completely cover the eyes and the area around them, providing a tight seal. Safety glasses fit over the eyes and have side shields for added protection. Face shields are a type of eye and face protection that cover the entire face. Using tinted glasses or sunglasses can be helpful in certain environments and situations, such as when working outdoors in bright sunlight, or when using tools or equipment that emit bright light or glare. Avoid touching your eyes with dirty hands or materials. This can introduce harmful particles or chemicals into your eyes, causing irritation or injury. An emergency eye wash station is an essential piece of safety equipment in workplaces where workers may be exposed to hazardous substances that can cause eye injuries. And finally, if an eye injury does occur, seek medical attention immediately. Time is of the essence when it comes to eye injuries, so don't delay seeking treatment. By following these essential tips for eye safety at the workplace, you can protect them and keep them healthy for years to come.
Handheld power tools are a great asset in many workplaces, but they can also pose serious safety risks if not handled properly. To stay safe while using handheld power tools, it's essential to wear the appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses, gloves, and ear protection. Avoid distractions while using handheld power tools. Stay focused on the task at hand, and never operate a tool when you're feeling fatigued or under the influence. Be mindful of your surroundings and assess if you should use the tool if there are other workers in close proximity. Keep your work area clean and free of clutter to avoid tripping hazards. Before using any power tool, inspect it for damage, wear and tear, and make sure it's in good working order. Never use a tool that's damaged, has a frayed cord, or is missing safety features. Consider using a battery-powered power tool to minimize any tripping or other hazards posed by tools with a power cable. Battery-powered tools can also be more convenient, quieter, lightweight, and efficient. Always use the appropriate blade guard, fence, and guides for each tool. This will help prevent accidental injuries and keep your cuts straight and accurate. Ensure that you and your co-workers are properly trained on how to use each tool before operating it. If you're unsure how to use a power tool or are experiencing any issues, stop and seek help from a qualified individual. Lastly, never let an untrained or unsupervised worker use a power tool. Always follow company policies and procedures regarding the use of handheld power tools. Handheld power tools are a great asset in many workplaces, but they can also pose serious safety risks if not handled properly. To stay safe while using handheld power tools, it's essential to wear the appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses, gloves, and ear protection. Avoid distractions while using handheld power tools. Stay focused on the task at hand and never operate a tool when you're feeling fatigued or under the influence. Be mindful of your surroundings and assess if you should use the tool if there are other workers in close proximity. Keep your work area clean and free of clutter to avoid tripping hazards. Before using any power tool, inspect it for damage, wear and tear, and make sure it's in good working order. Never use a tool that's damaged, has a frayed cord, or is missing safety features. Consider using a battery-powered power tool to minimize any tripping or other hazards posed by tools with a power cable. Battery-powered tools can also be more convenient, quieter, lightweight, and efficient. Always use the appropriate blade guard, fence, and guides for each tool. This will help prevent accidental injuries and keep your cuts straight and accurate. Ensure that you and your co-workers are properly trained on how to use each tool before operating it. If you're unsure how to use a power tool or are experiencing any issues, stop and seek help from a qualified individual. Lastly, never let an untrained or unsupervised worker use a power tool. Always follow company policies and procedures regarding the use of handheld power tools. By following these simple safety tips, you can help prevent accidents and keep your workplace a safe and productive environment.
Safe driving should be a top priority. Here are some essential tips for safe driving practices. Always wear your seatbelt, adjust your mirrors, and use turn signals to communicate with other drivers. Always obey traffic rules and regulations such as speed limits, stop signs, and traffic lights. These are in place to keep you and other drivers safe. Avoid distracted driving and never text or hold your phone while driving. Instead, set up a hands-free device. Keep a safe following distance from the car in front of you, allowing you to react in time to any sudden stops or changes in traffic. When driving around larger vehicles such as trucks, it's essential to exercise caution. Stay visible to the truck drivers by avoiding their blind spots, which are typically located on the sides and rear of the vehicle. Be patient and avoid any sudden maneuvers around trucks, as they may not be able to react quickly enough. Remember to always drive defensively, anticipate the actions of other drivers, and be prepared to react to unexpected situations. Additionally, fatigue can be a dangerous factor while driving. Make sure you are well rested before getting behind the wheel and take breaks during long drives to avoid exhaustion. Weather conditions can also play a significant role in driving safety. Adjust your speed and driving behavior according to the weather, especially in rain, snow, or foggy conditions. Driving at night can also be more challenging, so make sure your headlights are properly adjusted and avoid driving if you're having trouble seeing the road clearly. Remember, safe driving practices are crucial to ensure your safety and the safety of others on the road.
If you're an outdoor worker, you know that avoiding work on a hot day is not always possible. But did you know that working in high temperatures can increase the risk to your health? Heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and other heat-related illnesses are serious and can have long-lasting effects. Heat stroke in particular is a serious condition that can occur when your body overheats and can no longer regulate its temperature. It can lead to dehydration, muscle cramps, and even death. But with some simple steps, you can reduce your risk and stay safe in the heat. Ensure you take frequent breaks in the shade or air conditioning to cool down. Wear light-colored, breathable clothing and protect your head and face with a hat or sunglasses. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water or other fluids like electrolyte-rich beverages such as sports drinks, coconut water, and fruit juices. Avoid fluids that contain caffeine and alcohol as these can actually increase dehydration. Wearing sunblock with a high SPF is essential, as it helps protect your skin from the harmful effects of UV rays and reduces the risk of sunburn, skin damage, and skin cancer. Acclimatizing to the heat by gradually increasing the amount of time spent working outside can also be a benefit. Often working during the cooler parts of the day, such as early morning or late afternoon, can help you avoid the peak heat. Make sure to pace yourself and avoid overexertion when performing tasks. It's also important to know the signs of heat-related illness. If you experience symptoms such as dizziness, headache, nausea, muscle cramps, or confusion, seek medical attention right away. If you see a coworker showing signs of heat stress, act quickly and help them get out of the heat, provide water and rest, and seek medical attention. We hope these tips help you stay safe and healthy while working in the heat. While we all use stairs in our workplaces, it's important to understand the risks associated and the precautions you can take to prevent injuries. Firstly, use the handrail to provide support and stability. Always maintain 3 points of contact. This means always having 2 feet and 1 hand in contact with the stairs at all times. Consider wearing appropriate footwear, as high heels, sandals, or any footwear with an unstable sole may be a risk on stairs. Instead, wear shoes with non-slip soles that provide a good grip. Next, keep the stairs clear of clutter. Any obstacles or debris can cause slips, trips, and falls. Make sure that any objects or materials are properly stored away. If you see any damage to the stairs, cordon off the area and report the hazard to your supervisor or safety manager immediately. Ensure you take your time, as rushing up or down the stairs can increase the likelihood of an accident. It's also important to avoid distractions, such as texting or using your phone, while using the stairs. Lastly, when carrying large or heavy items, if available, use a lift or elevator to transport the item, or ask a coworker for assistance.
In any workplace, safety is of the utmost importance. But with the fast-paced nature of the modern workplace, it can be easy to become complacent. That's why it's crucial to hold regular safety meetings. These meetings provide an opportunity for employees to discuss any potential hazards and to learn about new safety procedures. They also give workers a chance to voice their concerns and ask questions. By holding regular safety meetings, you can ensure that your employees are aware of the risks and are taking the necessary precautions to protect themselves. This can lead to a safer, more productive workplace for everyone. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. Let's work together to make sure our workplace is a safe place for all. Thanks for watching.